And we back. And we back. Because we black. Oh, yeah, we back. I'm doing the most right now. They got all these ads on my stuff. Y'all was cracking. It's your man CJKyles checking in once again. Just making sure my audio is popping. Y'all was cracking. It's your man CJKyles checking in once again. All right, we straight. We good. We are good. We are good. We are good. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another stream. It is Saturday morning, May 14th. It looks like a nice day out today. I know a lot of y'all probably called off work because y'all ready to have a hot girl, hot nurse summer. And I'm not mad at you for that. No, I'm just playing. Y'all go to work. Y'all go to work. Now, for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is CJKyles, aka the High Value Nurse on this side of YouTube. And what I do here is I pretty much talk nursing and, I vlog and all that kind of stuff. But today we have a pretty good show for you all. Should be a good one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the main topic of today's broadcast is when we're talking about RaDonda Vaught. RaDonda Vaught. No prison time. No prison time. RaDonda Vaught. The nurse that was charged with fatally deleting somebody accidentally. I do believe it was an accident. And she would get no prison time. We're going to be talking about that later on in the stream. There are a lot of things that I really do want to talk about this morning. Let me see. Okay. Okay. All right. That's my people's. But all right. What's going on, Lock Pop Talks? What's cracking? Good morning, sir. Good morning. Before we get into the main topic, man, I just got to get some stuff off my chest this morning. This is like my therapy session almost, I get to vent to y'all and the people on YouTube that's listening and everything like that. And, around my city, around my area, I would like to think that I live in a pretty nice area. And I don't say it to brag, but this is what they claim. This is one of the this is one of the most expensive counties in Michigan. And one thing that I'm starting to notice is the increased homelessness. I'm starting to see a lot of it out here. Now, mind you, I would like to consider myself a very empathetic person. And I do understand that we all fall on hard times. And I do understand that at some point, everybody needs some help. And I get that. And I understand that. So there's a freeway. When I go to my local Walmart, there's a freeway that there's an exit off a freeway that I pull up on. And not every day, but every time I go to Walmart, I see homeless people. And it's like it never fails. I don't know if this is like a hot spot for where the homeless people sit. And, they have their signs. They have their signs and, they're asking for help. So yesterday, curiosity got the best of me. Because the day before yesterday, I seen a family. It was like a family of 3 out there. The woman was walking back and forth with the sign. And the man was sitting in the chair with the baby, just holding the baby outside. Now, this was the day before yesterday. Now, yesterday, I saw just a man out there with the sign, and it wasn't the same man that I had saw the previous day. And the sign said, hungry, homeless, out of work. I need help. Now, the thing that stuck out to me was the out of work part of the sign. And bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, bear with me. So curiosity got the best of me. I had like 5 singles, and I was going to give it to the guy. So I pulled over. I promise you, I actually pulled over to the side of the road, and I said, there's a lot of places hiring right now. Why don't you want to, try to gain employment at one of these places that are hiring? Like Walmart's hiring, McDonald's is hiring, Wendy's is hiring. And I promise you, this is what this man said to me. Hold on, let me get my light. Let me make sure my light's popping. Hold on. I promise you, this is what this man said to me. I asked him, I said, well, why don't you want to work at one of these other places? He said, because he's used to making $26 an hour. And if he can, in these places like Walmart, McDonald's, they don't pay $26 an hour. So in my head, I'm like, okay, so you rather come out here and beg than go to work and make 20 and make 13, 14, 15. I've even heard Target, they're making $24 an hour. So, I mean, I don't know how true it is, but that's what I've heard. So I'm like, so you are willing to come out here and beg and ask other grown men and women for money. You'd rather do that than go to work. It was at that point that all my sympathy, all my empathy had went right out the window. And I took my $5 back. I put it right in my pocket. I put it right in my pocket. I put it right in my pocket. This man said that he'd rather stand on the freeway. He said he'd rather stand on the freeway in the hot sun, because it was hot, ask for money. This is not lower. Working at McDonald's is lower than begging for money from strangers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I was telling my woman yesterday, I said, I understand why some of y'all are lesbians. I get it. And I'm not beating up on the men. I'm not. But I understand why some of y'all like women. Shout out to all my lesbians that watch the show. I totally understand. Because this man had the nerve to tell another grown man that he'd rather stand on the side of the road and ask for money versus going to work. That shows you where our society is headed. It shows you. And I understand why some of these women talk to these men the way that they do. I understand why these women will rather lay in the bed with another woman versus laying up with a sorry ass man like that. I get it. I get it. And I'm not here to judge. I am not here to judge. Somebody said he must make Somebody said he must make more begging. Yo, so he, you know what? He just might, but he didn't get it from me that day. And his name is Daniel. So if you're ever pulling up on exit 160, to the people that's in Michigan, 160 coming off 96, turning off that left turn to go to Walmart, don't give Daniel any money. because Daniel said working at McDonald's and working at the convenience store is beneath him. He'd rather go beg for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thought that was an interesting interaction. So I don't know. But anyway, let's get into the nursing news right now. I got a couple stories for y'all, actually. But that was totally ridiculous. Yeah, don't give Daniel nothing. PSA, don't give Daniel a dime. I really get it, ladies. I get it. Because when I work with women who work several hours a day, several days a week, and I get it. And I understand this whole hypergamy thing. And I know a lot of nurses don't want to date men making less than them. I get it. But damn, is it that bad out here to the point where a nigga rather go stand on the corner than go work a job? Well, let me stop, because I don't want to work for nobody either. I get it. I don't even want to be on nobody's schedule, but I'm not finna be on here begging either. But anyway, shoot. I get it. I see why some of y'all say y'all rather be one of many to a rich man. I get it. I understand. But anyway, let me get back to this. The first story I wanted to share with y'all today is I wanted to talk about the 71-year-old. Well, no, I think she's older than that. Gonna see. 90-year-old retired nurse Betty Brown. She was named honorary chief nursing officer from the same Elgin hospital. Let me see. Hold on. That rejected her for nursing school 71 years ago because of her race. Now, I feel two ways about this, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm about to get right into it. Let me get my StreamYard popping the way it should be. No, I don't want that view. I want that view. So let's see if this video works. Hold on.
She didn't let it.
Let's see if the video works.
It is a full circle moment. 90-year-old Betty Brown is named honorary chief nursing officer from the same Elgin hospital that rejected her for nursing school 71 years ago because of her race.
It gave me inspiration because I thought nobody can tell me what I can be or do.
Instead, Brown got a nursing degree from a hospital in Joliet. Then, years later, returned to Advocate Sherman Hospital to work. She says she never carried a grudge.
Shit. Shit. And shout out to Nurse Betty. Shout out to that sister for putting in that work and not letting no rejection stop her from being a nurse. But shit. Huh? Come on, stop playing with me. And see, this is the problem. You want to honor me? Run me a check. I don't give a damn about no honorary chief nursing officer, some fake position. Run me the check. I don't give a damn about none of that. This is what I be talking about. All these empty symbolisms. No. It's shout out to Nurse Betty. And I understand why she did what she did. She took it. They honored her. Cool. That's fine. But I don't give a damn about none of those honorary positions, no chief nursing officer, some stuff that don't exist. Run me a check. Y'all need to give Nurse Betty a reparations check for all the foolery she went through. I don't care about no fake position. Care about no honorary position. Run me the check. You feel me? And she came. I'm not mad at Nurse Betty at all. She did what she was supposed to do. I'm talking about the hospital. Run Nurse Betty a check. Talking about an honorary. They gave her a piece of paper. No. Set her up with some lifetime health insurance, some free medical services for her family and her descendants and everything like that. All that chief fake nursing officer stuff. No. Run me the check. I don't care about none of that. No, but shout out to her for taking it though. I get it. I get the politics of the game, but run the check. I don't care nothing about no honorary nurse position and all that stuff. And you rejecting me because I was black 71 years ago. And now that I'm 90 and retired, then you want to give me a chief nursing officer. Where was you niggas at 34 years ago, 40 years ago, 20 years ago? You feel me? No. This is what I'm talking about. Run me the coin. I don't care nothing about no fake paper.
Never become bitter, because that destroys everything. I tried to keep a positive thought in mind at all times.
She has dedicated her life to service as a nurse, a volunteer, and as a wife and mother. Married 66 years to retired WGN radio personality Floyd Brown. In fact, Brown has been a trailblazer her entire life, even paving the way for the current Advocate Sherman Hospital president.
The refusal to let that moment that I know was deeply.
Hey,
it is a
hold on.
Dang, moment.
I didn't do that. Betty wasn't worried about nothing. Betty ain't worried about nothing. Betty, she had paper. Her dude had paper. She wasn't worried about that nonsense, but still, y'all need to run Betty and her people a check for all the stuff she had to, for all the hell I'm sure she caught back then. Talking about a chief nursing officer, honorary. What you mean honorary? Run me the check. Nah. Shoot, I wouldn't even showed up. But shout out to Nurse Betty. I'm putting all the respect in the world on her name. Shout out to her and her husband. They still doing their thing. I ain't mad at them. I am not mad at them. Shoot. But I need them coins. Don't give me no honorary nothing. I don't care about none of them positions. I don't care about being the first black nothing. None of that. I don't care about none of that. Run me the check. Okay? Run me the coins. What we talking about? Run me something that's tangible. That ain't tangible. Huh? And I'm not mad. Again, please don't think I'm disrespecting Betty. I'm not disrespecting her contributions. What I am criticizing is the company and the corporation. Talking about some a fake position, honor. Man, please cut that check.
In fact, Brown has been a trailblazer her entire life, even paving the way for the current Advocate Sherman Hospital president.
The refusal to let that moment that I know was deeply painful, she didn't let it become a barrier. And that's what inspires me.
The honor for Brown comes during Nurse Appreciation Week, a time to thank nurses who have given so much, especially during the pandemic. But for Brown, it's just the first honor of the day. At a luncheon for the YWCA later, they are giving out an award named for her.
I thank God every day.
It's called.
For 90, she looked damn good, though. She looked good for 90 years old. She looked very well. I won't even hold that up. But all that luncheon, nah, I don't care about none of it. See, they would have put me out the affair. They would have put me out the ceremony. After they would have called her up, they would have said, Miss Betty Brown, come get your award. Let that have been my wife. Or let that have been my grandma or my great grandma or something like that. Oh, come get your award, Miss Betty. Come get your award. After she would have made her little speech. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she made a beautiful speech. She would have did that. When she had sat down, I would have stood up like, hey, Ralph? Ralph, is it? Oh, the CEO? Hey, that's cool and all. This is fine. I'm with all that. But where's the check? All this honorary, where's the money? Can my family get some free health insurance in honor of Miss Brown? All the things that she done contributed to this hospital, to the system over the years. You know what I'm saying? Like this is cool and all, the luncheon, the award and all that kind of stuff, but I need something that's tangible that I can actually work with. Where's the check? We'll figure out all that other honorary stuff later, but where's the check? Now, I don't know if they maybe they work something out behind the scenes and they didn't want to talk about publicly, but this stuff should be talked about publicly. Where is the check, ladies and gentlemen? Dee said, name a wing after Betty and start a scholarship fund for her family. See, I can work with that. That's tangible. I can work with this. Right. Because that right there is going to set her people up to do some good things. All right. They going to school for free, all that kind of stuff. I can work with that, but I think they can do a little bit better. Where's the check? I need cash payments. Nah. Shoot, I ain't mad at that. Sharika says, my thoughts exactly. I got 59-year-old patients that look worse than Betty. That's a whole fact. Betty looking nice for 90. That's real talk. Well, let's see what else they about to say. Hold up. There go my shot at getting in that hospital.
Called the Betty Brown Racial Justice Award, but Betty Brown says she was never concerned about awards. She was more focused on moving forward rather than looking back.
Okay, this is
all right.
Razor, not a time capsule.
Hold on.
Sometimes the house itself can tell you how a young homeowner is turning into their parents.
All right. So yeah. So that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Betty Brown. Betty Price said the same thing, and she was probably just took the award to be nice. She probably took it to be nice. But I would have said, cut the check. Listen, this is cool. Cut the check, though. Where's the money? I don't need all this, shit. But anyway, I got another story for you. I have another story for you. You know what? And it's not really a story. This is actually hold on. A post. Because y'all all know that the Million Nurse March is popping off right now up in DC, and I had no interest in going because I just feel like, well, I'll get to that on a different show. But I had no interest in attending. But shout out to the nurses that went. I got colleagues that I know personally that went, and shout out to them. I'm not knocking them whatsoever. But it was a post. They've been having posts, and I want to get y'all thoughts on this post. I'm about to show y'all. I'm about to share it. I'm in a group, and this post caused some it caused up quite a stir, and it got like mixed reactions. Now, before I give y'all my reaction to this post, I'm going to show you, or this picture rather, I'm going to show it to you. So hold on. I'm not going to say what group it's from. I don't want to be caught dry snitching. But I want y'all to look at this. I'm going to give it the big screen. Now, I don't know if how well y'all can see that. But here, look, I'm gonna scroll up closer. Now, here's to be a man, a Caucasian gentleman. And I'm going to assume he's a nurse. And he's holding a picket sign. And the sign says, they should have never gave nurses money. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, well, on the sign, it's a picture of Dave Chappelle dressed up as Rick James. Now, this comes from the skit, the Rick James skit on the Chappelle Show. Now, I'm a big fan of Chappelle and his work. And I understood the joke. This joke is in reference to nurses making a lot of money and people trying to cap nurses' pay, and you know, and Rick James had told Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy they should have never gave you. Well, the original what he originally said on the show was they should have never gave you niggas money. That's what Dave Chappelle said. That's not what he said on the picture, but that's what Dave Chappelle said as the skit was going on. He said they should have never gave you niggas money, talking about Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy, because when they got rich, they started acting all bougie and blah, 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 blah. So this is the post that was causing an uproar right here. Now, at first glance, I laughed because I understood the joke. I laughed. You know, they should have never gave you nurses money. I understand what the joke was. Now, in the group that posted it, I started to look at the comments and I started to read some of the comments, and it was like split. Some people, some nurses were offended by this. They were offended by this post. Because from what I gathered, it sent off racial undertones. Racial undertones. Now, some were saying that, well, if this was a black nurse, would it have been funny? Would it have still been funny? And I said, absolutely. It would have been funny. But I get why some of them felt the way that they felt. I get it. And I'm going to read some of the comments. I'm not going to show them. I'm not going to show them, but I'm reading them from my phone, actually. Somebody posted, no disrespect, but this is part of why no serious person in decision-making positions regarding nursing take nurse seriously sometimes. Probably innocent fun, but there's a time and a place and an audience for everything. And the ability to exercise emotional, professional intelligence is everything. That was interesting. That was interesting. Some people said, why do you think this is funny? Another person said, I think what he meant to say was they should have never gave y'all niggas money. I know the skit. It's about respect. You have to realize when you're being low-key disrespected, a backhanded compliment. I get that part too. This could have been a backhanded compliment. So the question leads me to ask, is the problem that nurses are getting money, or is it black nurses? Are they upset that black nurses, they're getting so much paper? I don't know. But I definitely understood why somebody could take offense to this. But I also understood the joke in it too. I'm going to read one more comment. Well, I'm going to read two more because I thought they were both interesting. It says, I forgot about this. It was funny to me, even without the context. Now I get it even more. Thanks for posting. And don't worry about arguing or defending yourself to our more argumentative pals. Hard to enlighten or share an opinion when it seems to be getting lost in translation. I hate when FB makes people so mad. Somebody else says, yeah, it's a shame that we rose to the occasion to save these places during a crisis. And now we are standing on our own and demanding better. They regret ever paying us fairly. My concern is when will our voices get heard? We will continue to march, even if we don't get our demands met the first time around. Will nurses be about the money that they mess up the strike progress? Well, here's the thing. In order to get the money that you seek, two things have to happen. More people have to be willing to lose, and more people, unfortunately, have to be Let me not say that. But you have to be more people have to be willing to walk away to show them how serious you actually are. Now, we know that that's not going to happen with a lot of people because the money that they're making now, this is the best money that they've ever seen in their lives. So you have a lot of nurses that are not willing to walk away from that paper in order to fight the greater good. You feel me? In order to fight for the group as a whole. And I understand both sides because on one hand, you do have these nurses that do genuinely care and they are fighting for better wages and everything like that. But then on the other hand, you have nurses that will stab other nurses in the back. And then you have other nurses that will be like, well, what am I fighting for you for? When you'll just throw me under the bus at the first chance that you get. Fair point. Fair point. I ain't mad at that. I get it. Sharika says some lines in the sand must be drawn. Well, listen, I've made this clear a bunch of times. Nobody forced anybody to be a nurse. And unfortunately, a lot of us were not hip to the game. I was. My teachers hit me to the game. That's what I will say that I was very grateful for. My teachers did hit me to the game. And yeah. So I knew what it was when I was getting into it. And I do agree, these lower rates are insulting. But here's the thing. Nurses have been getting crapped on for decades. But to me, it's also about your mindset too. Coming into this game, originally I thought, oh, well, this is maybe something that I could do for 10, 20, 30 years maybe. Especially bedside. But over the past year, my thoughts have drastically changed. I think I'd rather take advantage of the situation. I would rather make money. I'd rather make more money. Well, I'd rather make money doing it on my own terms and knowing what I'm coming into and flipping that into something else versus continuing to put up with what's going on. Because again, I salute those nurses that are fighting for those wages. And I do understand the plight, and I do understand why people are upset with the ones that are, they call them scabs. I'm not going to disrespect them. No, I'm not going to call them scabs. Because I understand both. Somebody got to take care of those patients. Somebody has to. And why should those nurses that come in as strike nurses not be compensated? But I also understand the other side too. With them coming in, you messing up what we got going on. Yeah. But no hospital wants to have strike nursing staff on their payroll for too long. You feel me? So I understand the plight. I understand both sides of the coin. And it really is. It's not black and white because there are legit points to be said on each side of the fence. It's not just black and white, to the average person. But here's the thing. Here's why I stand with it. CJ is about them dollars. CJ is about them dollars getting in and getting out. I care about my residents. I care about the people that I take care of. I care about the patients. I care about their well-being. But at the end of the day, CJ is about that paper. I'm a business. They're a business. Let's do business. The ultimate goal is to gain enough leverage to the point where you don't need them. We can work together. but we don't need them. That's the ultimate goal. At least for me, it is. I can't speak for everybody else. You probably do have some individuals who want to learn a long-term career in this. You feel me? You probably do have some individuals who do want to be a bedside nurse for 30 years and retire and all that kind of stuff, which is great. I'm not knocking them for that. It just won't be me. God will. To me, nursing is a means to an end. You feel me? This is giving me the income to be able to do the things that I want to do and turn my passions into passive income. Now I understand the urban nurse more than ever. Because at first when I heard him, I'm like, is he just complaining? No, I get it now. Absolutely not. He wasn't just complaining. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me plug my computer up. Did that. Yeah, I agree. They have turned it into this. All right. They definitely have turned it into this. So these lower rates are insulting. I agree. But let's get into the main topic. Boys and girls, let's get into the main topic. RaDonda Vaught. We're about to get into it. We are about to get into it. Let me see. All right. There we go. Let's talk about it. It says no prison time for RaDonda Vaught, former Vanderbilt nurse, convicted of fatal drug error. Look at all the supporters that she had. Hundreds of nurses from around the country rallied outside of Metro Courthouse during the sentencing for RaDonda Vaught. Her case has become a rallying cry, with many nurses saying they could have made the same deadly error given the current demands on nursing. Now, I've talked to a lot of nurses that feel some different ways about it. I've had nurses that have agreed with this decision. I've talked to nurses that are completely against this decision, and they feel like that she should be locked up and they should throw away the key. I've talked to nurses who feel that way on both ends. Well, that feel strongly on one end and strongly on the other end. I've talked to nurses that feel like she shouldn't do any prison time and she should keep her license and continue to practice because they feel like it was a mistake that could have happened to anybody. I feel like it was a mistake. What's up, E Black? They feel like it was a mistake that could have happened to anybody. So let's continue with this article. It says RaDonda Vaught, a former nurse at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, convicted of 2 felonies for a fatal drug error, and whose trial became a rallying cry for nurses fearful of the criminalization of medical mistakes, will not be required to spend any time in prison. Which I knew that was coming. Davidson County Criminal Court Judge Jennifer Smith granted Vaught a judicial diversion Friday. That means her conviction will be expunged. Wow. If she completes a 3-year probation. That I didn't know. I did not know they're willing to expunge her whole conviction. Okay. All right. Smith said that the family of the patient who died as a result of Vaught's medical mix-up suffered a terrible loss, and nothing that happens here today can ease that loss. Miss Vaught is well aware of the seriousness of the offense, Smith said. She's credibly expressed remorse in this courtroom. The judge noted that Vaught had no criminal record, has been removed from the healthcare setting, and will never practice nursing again. So she will never be able to practice as a nurse. It's over. It's over. It's a wrap. Kaput. Finished. The end. Finito. Done for. Put a stake in it. She's done. It's over with. But at least she won't have anything on her criminal record. She could always start a new career doing something else. Wow. The judge also said that this was a terrible, terrible mistake and there could have been consequences to the defendant. As the sentence was read, cheers erupted from the crowd of hundreds of purple-clad protesters who gathered outside the courthouse in opposition to Vaught's prosecution, with many saying the sentence was the best outcome possible. It's still a scary thing, said Jay Dotson, a nurse who currently works at Vanderbilt. I'm grateful for the outcome, but it shouldn't have gotten to this point. So I think it will change the way nurses practice at bedside ultimately. Even the judge noted the potential chilling effect on self-reporting errors, as Vaught did, if she was sent to prison. You know what? I was having a conversation with a couple other nurses, and I was like, do y'all think if she go to jail, if she goes to prison, what the? Okay. I said, if y'all think that she deserves to go to prison, if she does do prison time, will you see more nurses continuing to leave the field? And I said, I really don't think it will make a difference. People are leaving anyway. I don't think her getting jail time or not will make that much of a difference. Wow. These are the nurses that were out there. All right. Vaught, 38, faced up to 8 years in prison. In March, she was convicted of criminally negligent homicide and gross neglect of an impaired adult for the 2017 death of 75-year-old patient Charlene Murphy. Now, I will say this lady has been dealing with this since 2017. 5 years having this over your head, not knowing what's going to happen to you. Whew. That's a long time, half a decade. It's a long time to know not what's going to happen to you. Yeah, Sharika says keyword fatal. Now, I'm gonna tell you what, bro. Matter of fact, let's finish this. Let me get back to it. Okay. Murphy was prescribed Versed, a sedative, but Vaught inadvertently gave a fatal dose. How you pronounce this? Vercurinum, a powerful paralyzer. Charlene Murphy's son, Michael Murphy, testified at Friday's sentencing hearing that his family remains devastated by the sudden death of their matriarch. He said she was a very forgiving person who would not want Vaught to serve any prison time, but his widower father wanted Vaught to receive the maximum sentence. Daddy said, F all that. I don't care what y'all talking about. Pop said, throw her away. Lock her up. Throw away the key. He don't care about none of these nurses marching and trying to defend her and everything like that. Daddy want to see her in prison. The husband want to see her in prison. Let's go. What we talking about? He said, no. It's time for you to go bye-bye. It's time for her to go bye-bye. I see both sides. I get it. Said, my dad suffers from this every day. Michael Murphy said he goes out to the graveyard for 3 or 4 times a week and just sits out there and cries. Damn. Man, that's a hard pill to swallow, bro. I get it. I get where Pops is coming from, but as a nurse, as somebody who deals with medication, I understand how a mistake can be made. Some people say that there are stupid mistakes that can be made. So I get it. Vaught's case stands out because medical errors, even deadly ones, are generally within the purview of state medical boards, and lawsuits are almost never prosecuted in criminal court. The Davidson County District Attorney's Office, which did not advocate for any particular sentence or oppose probation, has described Vaught's case as an indictment of one careless nurse, not the entire nursing profession. Prosecutors argued in trial that Vaught overlooked multiple warning signs when she grabbed the wrong drug, including failing to notice Versed is a liquid and Zirconium is a powder. Wow. And that was the argument that some of the nurses that I was talking to had. They said it was pretty much almost impossible for her to make this mistake. There were too many barriers she had to go through in order for her to make this mistake. This impacted nursing as a whole. Vanderbilt Hospital couldn't even recruit nurses to work there. Nurses that I personally worked with were afraid to override medications being pulled out of the Omnicell Pyxis. Wow. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Vaught admitted her error after the mix-up was discovered, and her defense largely focused on arguments that an honest mistake should not constitute a crime. A part of me died. During the hearing on Friday, Vaught said that she was forever changed by Murphy's death and was open and honest about her error in an effort to prevent future mistakes by other nurses. Vaught also said there was no public interest in sentencing her to prison because she could not possibly reoffend after her nursing license was revoked. I have lost far more than just my nursing license in my career. I will never be the same person, Vaught said, her voice quivering as she began to cry. When Miss Murphy died, a part of me died with her. At one point during her statement, Vaught turned to face Murphy's family, apologizing for both the fatal error and how the public campaign against her prosecution may have forced the family to relive their loss. You don't deserve this, Vaught said. I hope it does not come across as people forgetting your loved one. I think we are just in the middle of systems that don't understand one another. You know, do I personally think Miss Vaught should do prison time? Personally, I don't know, because if that happened to my woman or if that happened to my mother, I would want full justice and I would want the maximum sentence as far as the law would allow. But at the same time, being on the other side, I do understand how mistakes can happen. I do understand that mistakes can happen, and nurses are not superhumans. They're humans, and people can make mistakes. So do I feel like that she should go to prison? I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know, but I'm leaning more towards no. And a part of me does understand that if this was a sister, then more than likely she'd be under the jail. I get that. Now, should she ever practice nursing again? No. because some consequence has to happen. Some sort of consequence has to happen. And she's also getting this expunged from her record in 3 years if she follows her probation the way she is supposed to. That's heavy, man. Like for the family. Because if I'm the husband, I want to see her gone. I want her to do all the prison time. I want to see her doing all the prison time. You feel me? I'm not, no. But as somebody who's in this, I see the other side. And I can't neglect that. I cannot neglect that. You know what I'm saying? But I do know that when we sign up to do this, we sign up to put other people's lives in our hands on a daily basis. But this is why a lot of people are leaving the field, because a lot of people just don't feel like it's worth it. So prosecutors also argued that Vaught circumvented safeguards by switching the hospital's computerized medication cabinet into override mode. Now, see, this is where it gets interesting. This is where things kind of start to go left, and why more people are saying that she should go to prison. This is where it goes left. Because which made it possible to withdraw medications not prescribed to Murphy, including the one that she took. Other nurses and nursing experts have told KHN that overrides are routinely used in many hospitals to access medications quickly. Let that be a lesson to you. Let that be a lesson to you. Look, we need to be double checking. We need to be doing our 5 rights. Huh? This is why a lot of people really feel like that she should go to prison. And I understand where they're coming from. Because there are so many barriers in play. I'm not overriding shit. I need y'all to figure this out. That's what, man. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, pay attention. It's like pay attention to what you're doing, especially when you have people, lives in your hands. People won't forget her face is all over the internet, record or not. That's the only time I override is during a code. That's what they created the function for. Yeah, I get that. If it's during a code, I get that part of the game. I don't know if this lady was coding or not. I don't remember if she was coding or not. I don't remember. Teresa Collins, a travel nurse from Georgia who closely followed the trial, says she will no longer use the feature, even if it delays patient care. After prosecutors argued it proved Vaught's recklessness. I'm not going to override anything beyond basic saline. I just don't feel comfortable doing it anymore, Collins said. When you criminalize what healthcare workers do, it changes the whole ball game. I feel her. Vaught's prosecution drew condemnation from nursing and medical organizations that said the case's dangerous precedent will worsen the nursing shortage and make nurses less forthcoming about mistakes. I mean, I don't think it's gonna. Listen, this is a microwave society. I mean, people forget things at the drop of a hat. I don't think it's necessarily gonna increase the shortage. But I do think more nurses are just going to be careful about doing certain things. When you're in a cold, doctor doesn't have time to put the orders in always. So you are pulling override meds. Yeah. Fact, since this happened, I don't feel comfortable overriding anything. Yeah. So I got to get this YouTube popping. Traveler Heartbeats got to get popping so we can get up out of here. You feel me? I ain't even, I might, real talk, man. I might just stay in long term, bro. I'm like, once I get that already, I might just stay in long term. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna get some ICU experience though. But real talk, it's just like you gotta weigh out. You gotta weigh out the things that you really want and what means the most to you. You feel me? You really do have to do that because, like I said, some people are questioning: is it even worth it anymore? Is it even worth all the hell that you got to go through in school and everything like that? This case also spurred considerable black backlash on social media as nurses streamed the trial through Facebook and rallied behind Vaught on TikTok. That outrage inspired Friday's protest in Nashville, which drew supporters from as far as Massachusetts, Wisconsin, and Nevada. Among those prosecutors was David Peterson, a nurse who marched Thursday in Washington, D.C. to demand healthcare reforms and safer nurse-patient staffing ratios, then drove throughout the night to Nashville and slept in his car so he could protest Vaught's sentencing. Y'all must got that PTO. I ain't mad at y'all. The events were inherently intertwined, he said. The things being protested in Washington, practices in place because of poor staffing in hospitals. That's exactly what happened to RaDonda. And it puts every nurse at risk every day. Peterson said, it's cause and effect. Tina Vincent, a Knoxville nurse and podcaster who organized the Nashville protest, said that the group has spoken with Tennessee lawmakers about legislation to protect nurses from criminal prosecution for medical errors and will pursue similar bills in every state. Vincent said they will pursue this campaign even though Vaught was not sent to prison. Janice Peterson, a recently retired ICU nurse from Massachusetts, said that she attended the protest after recognizing in Vaught's case the all too familiar challenges from her own nursing career. Peterson's fear was a common refrain among nurses. It could have been me. And that's how I feel. I feel like that too. It could have happened to anybody. It could have happened to anybody. Said, but what happens now when you tell a doctor you're not comfortable with pulling a med until an order is placed and it delays care and a patient dies? Are we still going to be charged? That's a great question. You really can't win. That's a great question. Mm-mm. And if it was me and I looked out the window and saw 1,000 people who supported me, I feel better. Because for every one of those 1,000, there are probably 10 more who supported her because they couldn't come. Now, this is already done. It's in the books. So, if this can be her outcome, I want the same energy for our sister, Christiann Gainey, out of Pittsburgh, who has also been charged, pled guilty of neglect of a care-dependent person. Now, for those of you who don't know, it was announced that Gainey from Philly, she pleaded guilty to misdemeanor neglect of care to a dependent person while tampering with records in 2018. She had 39 patients, and she did not chart that she was doing checks on him. Well, she charted that she did it, but she wasn't. She wasn't doing it. The woman had 39 patients. Now, with that being said, I do feel like that all money is not good money. I'm not taking on 39 patients. Nowhere. Now, I must just be blessed to be in a good state because I've never had that circumstance ever happen. And, well, I have heard of once the midnight shift goes home, then you will have about 40 patients, but I've never been in that situation, nor will I be in that situation because I'm not taking on 40 nothing. That is insane. That is insane. I'm not taking 40 nothing. That's crazy. Then you got people who are fall risk and all that kind of stuff. That is absolutely insane. Now, the man died. She was not doing checks, the neural checks, as she was supposed to. But how could she with 39 residents? You know, if she's passing medication and doing her night pass, how could she possibly perform those checks, do charting, pass meds, and do all that? No, doing treatments and all that kind of stuff. That's impossible. There's no way that she could have done that. There's no way. 21 patients is the standard in long-term care and skilled nursing facilities. Yeah, and even that's too much, if you ask me. But I can take 20 patients in that setting before I ever take 39. That's crazy. I wouldn't have took it. I will say the only thing that I blame Ms. Gainey for is not being smart enough to say no. Because you don't have to say no. You don't have to say yes. If you feel like that your license will be in danger, then no. And like I said, man, I must just be blessed because I've never experienced that here in this state. 21 is a lot in itself, but 39, that's absolutely ridiculous. She should have walked out. That's why I always ask before I go to a new place where I don't know who's who and what's what. I always ask, how many patients do I have? Anything over a certain number? Because really, that's crazy. He said the 40 plus is standard in New York State. That's crazy. Well, I guess I'll never be in New York. I'll never work in New York. I'm not doing that. But neural checks are important. And if he required them, he should have been in a smaller setting. That's a fact. That's a fact. You need more staff, especially if this person is a fall risk. They need one-on-ones, man. And again, this is due to understaffing. 40 plus is standard in New York State. That's overnight, though. That's crazy. Hey, wow. I ain't never. That's why I always ask beforehand, how many patients is it? How many? Oh, it's 30. Let them buy. Oh, it's 28. Buy. So, let me see. I was told that I can't be heard. That's crazy. So, let me see. I was told that. I don't know. Maybe she couldn't hear me, but yeah. When I have a person with Q4 hour or Q2 hour checks, I limit what I will take. That's a fact. That's a fact. So, like I said, this is crazy. But this has taught me a lot of things, though. One, it's taught me to pay attention. I mean, I already was, but it just reinforced it to really pay attention to what medications you are giving. Make sure you are giving it to the right person at the right time, the right dose, the right medication. It's really reinforced that. Two, it's also taught me not to take anything that you are very uncomfortable with. And three, it's taught me that it's really time to roll the dice on myself and really focus on the things that I enjoy doing and really start to make paper off that. Because like I said, the game isn't fair. I mean, but we know that. And the whole point is to gain enough leverage to where you don't need to play anymore. You feel me? So if RaDonda Vaught can have no prison time, the same energy needs to be kept for Christiann Gainey. You feel me? Now, there have been nurses that have deleted people and still have kept their nursing license. I don't think this woman should lose her license. I think she should have maybe some sort of punishment. Maybe she can't practice for a year or two, but I don't think she should go to jail, nor do I think she should lose her license. I think that the hospital, well, not the hospital, but the nursing facility should also be held accountable. So no, I don't think so. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for this morning. I wanted to come on here and chop up some game with y'all and have a good time, and we've accomplished that. I truly appreciate y'all for rocking with me. We are now at 1,300 subscribers. I appreciate y'all. We growing every day. We begin like 10 subs, 10. Well, yesterday we got 20 subs on one day. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for rocking with a player. I need y'all to go over to the Traveling Heartbeats YouTube page. That's where myself and Dee we document the trips and everything like that. I'll put a link for y'all for that page in the comments so y'all can go over there. Got a lot of trips coming up. So actually it's time. We're going to Dominican in November, but we're doing a lot more stuff before that. But we're doing Dominican in November, and y'all should roll. Y'all should roll. So that right there is the Traveling Heartbeats YouTube link. Y'all go check that out. And that's it. So until next time, I bid you adieu. Peace.